So is now the right time to invest in property? Yes, it is. Since the turn of the century, the population has increased by 8 million people. Not just that, but the government are meant to be building new homes every single year. Do you think they're hitting their target? No. My name is Gordie from Redmayne Smith. When I first started investing, I was living in Scotland. And I had a woman, you may know her, Nicola Sturgeon and Mr. Alex Salmon. They were running around Scotland with the flags and they wanted to make Scotland independent. And everybody was saying to me, you're crazy, you shouldn't invest just now. And I was saying, doesn't matter what you're saying, I'm going to invest anyway. Investing in property is always a good idea. And then I cracked on and I started my investment journey. Straight after that, we had this thing called Brexit. When everyone's running around trying to get the UK to become independent and they were successful. You can't invest in property just now. We don't know what's going to happen to the UK economy. And I knew that if I listened to that outside noise, I wasn't going to do anything. So I continued to invest in property. In fact, this was the year that I made my first million in property. We then had this thing called COVID. COVID shut the country down for pretty much 2 years. You couldn't even do viewings properly. What was the noise from family, friends, media? You shouldn't invest in property. Just now, you're going to be absolutely crazy. The blinkers on, the goals on. I knew what I needed to achieve and I continued to invest in property. So I bought Millbrook Lodge last year. I purchased it for £575,000. But again, everyone was saying, Gordie, don't invest in it. At the start of this year, 2023, we got an inquiry through for £15,000 a month. So £180,000 for this year alone for a £575,000 property. If I listened to everyone that was saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, and I lost out the capital growth, and I'd lost out on a potential £180,000 for this year alone. Now, I'm not saying totally ignore what's happening in the news. That's not what I'm saying. Obviously, you do need to know kind of what's going on out there. But what I'm saying is choose your media sources correctly. Because a lot of people that write for these newspapers that talk about the property market or the investment market, they don't even own any property investments themselves. So I stick with the top newspapers. In my opinion, people like the Financial Times. They've always got really good articles, really well qualified information. So I would stick with them. The Sun, the Mirror, throw them out the window. So what's stopping you investing just now? Well, what's in the news? We've got everything about the interest rates, and interest rates are going through the roof and they're going crazy. They're really not. Okay. If you look at interest rates just now, and we check this every single day, you can today get an interest rate for 3.6%. Now that's not crazy. I know it might be slightly higher than what we've been working with for the last few years, okay? But what we've been working with the last few years is pretty much free money. I was speaking to Paul, and when he was started out investing, his interest rates were so much higher than what we're paying just now. Now, imagine if Paul didn't invest 40 years ago. Do you think he'd be in the same position he is just now? I don't think so. House prices are also going through the roof. It is more expensive to buy houses just now than it was this time last year or the year before, because house prices keep rising. And what do you think is going to happen for the next 10 years? Well, Paul and Annika Smith were at a Citibank conference in Monaco this week. And what they said, the strongest investment for the next 10 years will be property. Now, this is investment bankers telling us that property is going to be the strongest asset class for the next 10 years. So I work in Manchester and Birmingham. It's two of the main areas that I work. So let me tell you a little story. I was actually in Birmingham yesterday and I was out for lunch with one of my developer clients. He said there's 50% less properties on the market to rent in Birmingham alone. So what do you think's happening to the rental prices in Birmingham? Well, over the last year, they've shot up by 19%. He said he's got people phoning him, offering rent for the full 12 months, offering 10% on top of whatever he's advertising it for already. There's just not enough stock in the area. So where does the opportunity lie for you? Investing in somewhere like Birmingham, you're going to get solid tenants, paid up front, strong rental market, less voids, plus you're still going to get the capital growth. And then look at Manchester. Manchester's rental market last year seen a 20% increase in property prices. 20%. It's incredible. On the waiting list for tenants to move into this one development is 2,000 long. So what do you think is going to happen to the rentals in that property? They're going to go up, they're going to go up, going to go up. There's just not enough supply to keep up with the demand. The opportunity for rentals or buy-to-lets in these areas is incredible. Your opportunity is to find somewhere, invest in it, get the capital growth and cash in on the monthly income. Well, Gordie, it's great that the rents are going up, But who's going to be able to afford the rent going up this much? There's a huge pay increase, wage inflation. People within Currys have had a 16% pay increase this year alone. Did you know in America that Joe Biden has given the rail workers a salary increase of 24%? So please don't worry about people not being able to afford it. There is a huge wage increase across the world just now. Now, let's just focus on the quality of tenant, because the tenants that you want to put into your property anyway are workers. They might be family people. I'm not sure. The type of property depends on the type of person that goes in it. The higher the rent, the better quality person you're going to have in it, which means less hassle, less voids, less rent arrears. So is just now the right time to invest in property? The answer is yes. There's never not a right time to invest in property. You buy houses and you wait. Having money in the bank, inflation sitting where it's sitting just now, going to deteriorate your money very quickly. Get it out off the bank. Put it into a property that's going to give you capital growth, that's going to give you a monthly income. So if you want to figure out how we can work together, click the link below, book a call. We'll have a little chat. We'll figure out if I can support you in your goals in 2023 and going forward. And I might not be able to, but I think the conversation's worth having.